What did I just fuck up?
You didn't fucking. That's probably playback through mine.
have. What's up, and welcome to Fanboy Modeling School. First thing I want to address is in the comments, we had my man Matt, and he says, why do I have to wait 4 minutes for you guys to start? What are you doing back there? Like any good shill, we have to force people to come to our show. So we're just like tossing the link around to whatever apps we're on. You know what I mean?
Like any desperate date from any part of the show. You gotta swing that thing, shake that ass to make people come up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I was telling Lainey in the last stream that I was like, we're basically prostitutes. We're glorified prostitutes when you're streaming. It's probably more fun.
I don't think they like to be called prostitutes anymore. I think they like to be called people of ill repute.
You mean that's what they are? You mean they're like sex workers? Excuse me. So. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Welcome to Fanboy Modeling School, everybody. How are we?
I'm doing good, my brother. It is Labor Day. I just got through laboring at work. I'm burnt, my guy. I am friggin' burnt, but I will show up. You know, do the damn.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's horrible that with Labor Day is the biggest slap in the face of everyone because actual laborers have to work, and pompous, arrogant, rich people who don't actually work. Lady says we're sex workers.
How are you doing? Shout out to Fat Mantis, my hetero life partner in this journey of content creation on a consistent basis, trying to break through the algorithm, fighting back against the liberal and overly conservative narrative that nerds need to conform to any political ideology. How are you?
Yeah. No, thank you. Shout out to you. Oh, cheers, mate.
Cheers. What the fuck? It's empty.
He really did work hard today, guys. I was saying, like, actually, that's interesting that you should say that because actually, I had to unfollow certain people on YouTube because of some of the like. Here's what I'm saying: I'm not the hugest defender of the Rings of Power. I like it. I wouldn't go to blows for it.
Right.
But I notice people, particularly on the very conservative side, they feel like they're fighting the cultural war. They're giving fake reviews.
Okay, so
like they didn't see it. It's clear they didn't see it, and they're criticizing shit that like isn't really valid.
All right, so while I'm still semi-coherent, let's wax political for a second. Not philosophical, but let's wax political for a second, right? I've been caught up in exactly 6 debates recently in regards to conservative ideology and liberal ideology when it comes to fandom. So I give it to both sides, right? I see when they're shilling on this side, I see when they're shilling on this side. And I have no problem being consistent and calling these people out in regard to that. I will say this about the Rings of Power, and I'll give a shout out to Grace Randolph. The real story isn't about the conservative shills or the liberal shills, right? That's not what we need to be talking about. What we need to be talking about is that she identified correctly. There's a new beef in Hollywood, folks. There's a new fandom war going on in Hollywood, and it's fucking taking. It got legs, man. It got legs. You guys know you're going to be able to push these Lord of the Rings fans around. I should say the Rings of Power fans, since they want to be distinguished.
Yo, it's getting hostile out there, and actually, let me see if I can find it because I remember I didn't realize this was going to happen. Rings of Power versus House of the Dragon. But, you know, I have a friend. I would say we have a friend, but I'm not going to say his name on stream.
Okay.
Who is so old school? He might as well be from the 30s or something.
Shout out to the hooligan from Brooklyn.
Yes, we love him. But he had seen the Rings of Power. And when he's texting to me that he's seen it, he added out of nowhere an unwarranted insult at House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And I was like, you realize you can like both. Like, what is this? And these people are instinctively saying, if you like this, you can't like the other thing.
So here's the thing, though, right? So we're just going to deal with numbers because why get into conjecture? Because we can do that all day long, right? But we got to deal with this right out the motherfucking gate.
What up, Bax?
Fat Mantis, your boy Steve, we got to address something. Shout out to Grace Randolph for identifying a fact, right? You got to give people their flowers, right? 25 fucking million people tuned in, whether to hate or appreciate for Lord of the Rings. And the name of the game in media is there's no what, my brother? There's no such thing as what? Bad press.
Yes.
5 million people came in. More than double the premiere of Game of Thrones.
Right. And so I would like to point out it doubled. And so this is once again I'm about to entertain that type of talk. It is double. However, Game of Thrones cost 1/3.
True. It costs 1/3. I mean, we gotta get into all that stuff, man.
Yeah, because the Rings of Power. I'm going to say, I think you agreed with me when I said this. It looked beautiful, didn't it?
It looked beautifully shot.
The scenes and the planet and the establishing was nuts.
I was not mad with the departure from the, Jackson. What is this guy's name? What was the original director of Lord of the Rings? Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson direction in regards to cinematography and lighting and shading and direction in that regard. I wasn't mad at that. And, I'm just saying this right now, man. No matter what happens, anyone reporting on these topics, whether you lean left or right, or if you're extreme right or left, welcome to the gravy train. Streets got to eat. You now have a real beef and legitimate conversation to have. And I think we touched on this. I don't know if it was in a private conversation or not, but families showed up for the Rings of Power. We're waiting for
my problem with comparing the two is it is like comparing a Nicholas Sparks movie with a porn. You can't do the one.
Okay.
So Nicholas Sparks being, everyone knows he writes all those romantic movies where the girl has cancer or something, and the illiterate pool boy loves her, and the stars don't match up for them, but they fall in love anyway, and things like The Notebook. This is Nicholas Sparks, and this is like he's writing about romance and relationships, and then porn is making a different type of movie. And so it would be weird to sit down and compare the two, and that is what House of the Dragon and Rings of Power, in my opinion, are.
Why are you so unenlightened? It's not called porn anymore, my friend. It's called adult film content.
It's a porn, bro.
These are serious.
Why are you trying to be European? Why are you trying to pretend you're European?
These are serious thespians. They're not porno stars anymore. They are referred to as sexual athletes. I'm not making this shit up, bro. I'm
not participating in any of that nonsense. I will use any lingo I want to refer to pornographers.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's here in the chat. Shout out to you and Lainey. Great episode of Mothership Mondays. I come in under Rebuke TV when I'm at work.
Right.
So
I know that's you. I know that's you.
But I also want to give a quick shout out to Matt. Matt, I spent a few days ago going through your catalog of content. Had a good time there. I love that you're a family man. But a special shout out to our dear friend and my little sister Bex, who was censored on Spoon last night. Please make sure you tune in for Bex Pillow Talk on a platform, a bum ass platform where little kids can do role plays. Bex got fucking censored, where Thoughts can put up pictures of themselves to draw people in. My sister got censored, and I just want to send a special shout out to her because it was an amazing show.
I mean, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. And censorship is real. It's fucked up. It's totally messed up. I think this has been the ongoing thing with that app, actually, though. That particular app,
right?
People are constantly getting censored on that one. And so I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist. There's censorship on every app in some way. But it's not cool when it happens to your person, especially since it's true people were having fun in that stream, but that stream was also educational.
Yeah.
It's like ignorantly like banning a sex ed book or something.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man, right? Everyone knows that Bex is like a little sister to me. So like any big brother, I was like, I'm gonna find out if someone reported this shit, I'm gonna punch him in the eye. But of course you can't threaten people on the internet. So I meant the proverbial eye. I meant the Buddhist third eye is what
Sorry, that was funny. Bex is awesome. I love that last episode you all did. That's wonderful. Thank you, Matt. Bex, did they make you take down the photo? There was a photo. Was the photo the problem? No, the photo wasn't the problem.
We don't know, but I just want to make sure I shout out Bex. She's always been an avid supporter of Fanboy. She's hashtag fangirls for fanboys. Make sure you look for the links in the Hold Up TV Discord and Fat Mantis's Discord.
Yeah,
where Bex decides to stream moving beyond this point, so you can come out and support her.
But honestly, we're not going to let censorship stop any of our things, and there'll always be some platform or some app that will take our ghetto asses in, and let us have our words, at least for the time being, until they ban them all. But we're going to keep going.
So here it is. Let's get into it, right? So I did not watch the new episode of She-Hulk. Not for any other reason than, my kids are going back to school. I had to be doing all this shit. My mom was up. My little sister was up. They both send their love. I love that my mom says, you Mantis haven't done a podcast in a while. I'm like, Mom, I literally post the link on Facebook. All you got to do is click. She's like, I have to click on the link? I'm like, I'm like, yes, you can't stare at the link.
Don't get me started on my family's follies and censorship over here in terms of not understanding the life of a streamer or content creator, right? But God bless your mom. Send her love.
Yes.
You didn't. You're not watching She-Hulk. Had nothing to do with my scathing review.
No, actually, She-Hulk is falling in lines with the reason I didn't watch Raised by Wolves was because I was watching your fucking reviews as opposed to the show.
Oh, you felt like you didn't need to watch it. No, I feel that.
Like I watched the review and then I'm like, well, there's no reason to really tune in at this point. But I do know that the MCU embraced a new form of love and femininity this episode, and some new empowerment. The strongest woman to ever break into hip hop, Meg Thee Stallion, was on this episode and taught She-Hulk how to twerk. The thing we were all waiting for, and some of you closets were waiting for, was to see She-Hulk twerk. I saw the footage. I actually thought that was kind of funny. I love the part where She-Hulk says to Meg Stallion, like, I'll fucking kill for you, Meg. And it reminded me of Public for some reason.
Yeah, no. What it is that She-Hulk was responding or illustrating a feeling that a lot of women feel, right?
Right.
I think I've seen women all over the place have this kind of attitude toward Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, but you don't want She-Hulk fucking real. I'm not going to talk shit about Meg Stallion if She-Hulk is real. She might bust through that door,
So here's my issue with that. Meg Thee Stallion was not the reason I took the fiery hot deuce all over that episode. It comes down to this. I'm not gonna. You guys should watch my review if you really want to know what I feel. There were many reasons that the episode was bad. But in terms of the Meg Thee Stallion thing that I had issue with, here's how you want a music artist to appear on a show, right?
Right.
You want the writer or the director or the showrunner or somebody like that to be like, you know what? I'm a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan. I think I'm going to try to get her to be on my show. What this was clearly is a bunch of executives were like, what's feminist and empowering? You know what I heard? Meg Thee Stallion's what the kids are listening to. Yo, let's see if we can get her on the show. And you can tell that's what type of energy was going on.
That's a good point.
This isn't James Gunn hiring the silly actors that he likes from olden days or something. This was very much executives trying to be down with it. Like, who's on TikTok these days?
Who's on the ticker talkers?
Yeah.
So here's my thought about this, right? It's not that I have a beef with Meg, right? I don't really have a beef with Meg. I have a beef with Meg worship, as if Meg is the greatest thing to happen to female hip hop. And it's funny how they do this in the music industry. I know that you know that I'm always up on the bullshit when it comes to the industry. There's always the handing of the torch. So we saw that Nicki Minaj held it in regards to popular hip hop, right? As Matt pointed out, Matt, I agree with you. I would consider Meg, Cardi, and friggin' Nicki pop hip hop. But so we had Nicki Minaj, and then she handed it off, or it was taken by Cardi B, who cashed in really well. You got to give Cardi her flowers. She cashed in on her popularity extremely.
Oh yes,
well.
she did. You know, I'll give her that credit. I'm saying I'm more of a Minaj fan. You know?
Yeah, that's your business between you and God. And then the torch was handed off to Meg, but the problem with Meg is the numbers don't fucking add up. So her numbers have never reached Nicki Minaj or Cardi B numbers. Right,
so it's almost like is a legend, man.
Like it's the industry forcing someone on you. But she made her way into She-Hulk. And in regards to your point about how you should introduce someone, a popular character, why not follow the path of one of the greatest shows ever be made, Law and Order? Whenever Law and Order brings on a like a rapper or a musician, they're always some drug abused.
Yes. Arm says they should have gotten Doja Cat.
Oh, Doja Cat is too busy trying to find the rest of her brains. And the immortal words of the Pixies, Doja Cat is wondering where her mind is right now.
Was not sorry, Nicki will forever be the queen. I agree, Lainey. Absolutely. Yeah, sorry for my misspelling of all that.
I just got to respond to that. And I need to ask a question. I was watching Mothership today. Lainey, what the hell happened to your arm? I missed that portion of the story. If you explain what happened,
she was hunting a Bigfoot, and it flipped her. It flipped it on her.
So the reason that I say it was taken from Nicki Minaj, right? Unfortunately, the one thing that Nicki Minaj didn't have, and she, you know, while she garnered a lot of praise in the pop and popular culture of like mainstream fandom, she lost something in the street cred. And when Cardi B came out, that was the gap that she came in on. Like everyone got behind Cardi in the Cardi versus Nicki beef.
Right.
Because Cardi's like, she's a girl from the Bronx. She's repping, you know what I'm saying? Like it was that whole thing. And then, you know, but Nicki Minaj is doing well. She went, I don't know if you know this, man, she left Bigo Live and now she's just doing her interviews on IG. So, you know,
they're on IG. Okay, so I was even bringing it up. I was like, you know what? I should download Bigo again so I can hear her in the morning.
No.
So you know, RM, whatever you know, you can have your own opinion. But she says I hate Nicki the way Holdup hates Megan. Damn. But yeah, no. So you didn't watch She-Hulk. What else did you not watch? Did you watch House?
I didn't get a chance to watch Game of Thrones last night because I was with Mama Holdup and my dear sweet little sister, and there was no way I was putting on a show like Game of Thrones.
They need to get in. They need to fall in line. They need to realize how great this show is.
I asked my mom if she watched Game of Thrones. She was like, "Oh no." She was like, "I tried to watch season 2, and it was just no." And I was like, okay. She's obviously addressing incest and
Yo, Matt just said Lainey fell out of the tanning bed. Oh my god, man. Damn, that was the jab of the century. So you didn't watch Game, you didn't watch, or I'm sorry, you didn't watch House, you didn't watch She-Hulk, but you did watch Rings of Power.
Oh, watched it multiple times.
What were your thoughts?
So the first episode is most certainly a slow burn, and I know that me and Matt are going to be at odds of this. But as a fan of the books, the source material, and you know the Peter Jackson adaptation of the 3 movies and then the 3 prequels, which was one book that they stretched out way too long, I'm so used to the Lord of the Rings being slow and a long burn, even in regards to the Silmarillion and all that stuff. So that part really didn't bother me. that it was such a slow burn. Episode 2, I actually really enjoyed. I am struggling with the Galadriel warrior princess thing they're doing there, the Xena thing, but I kind of want to see what they're going to do. I am a bit worried about how they're going to represent, and I'm about to go real inside baseball talk. So if you're not a real Tolkien fan, this might fly over your head. I'm wondering how they're going to do with the conquest of Numenor or the fall of the Numenorians in regards to Sauron. But I enjoyed it. Sorry, Matt. I enjoyed it.
No, it was fine until that last part where I was like, I felt like Galadriel was speaking again, and I was falling asleep.
Listen, I enjoyed it the same way I enjoy What If comics. You remember when they did What If the Punisher became what if Wolverine became the Lord of the Vampires?
Yes, I actually love that one.
Same thing.
Yeah, Matt says you could sit through Rings of Power more than once. The Force is strong with you, my friend.
Matt, you're talking to a guy that listened to the Silmarillion audio book. I was telling Mantis this. I listened to it 3 times in a row. I want you to think about how many hours that is. And I was just like, oh, this is really good. It's really good. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the episode 1. I enjoyed episode 2. I understand per licensing issues, the Hardfoots, and I don't believe that that's Gandalf that arrives on the planet. I don't believe they're going to break canon that hard. But I could be wrong. Obviously, I could be very wrong. I believe there's something else going on there, and I'm trying to figure it out.
I enjoyed episode 1, and I would say I really liked episode 2.
Yeah.
So there's one thing that I'm really scared of.
What's that?
I was looking up the cast, and it turns out we've only met half the cast, and there's even more characters coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're gonna lose the people. I can't. I'm already having trouble keeping track of all this stuff.
See, I'm not.
Thank God it's racially divided. Like, it's segregation. It's like, okay, these are the hobbits, these are the elves, these are, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is literally even the half elf has his own plot from the other elves.
I just want you to know that you said racially divided in one of our.
That's what I meant. They literally racially divided. They segregated.
We want all that far right. Come on over here.
I'm saying if they didn't, I couldn't keep track of anything. But the fact that they're like, this is in the human lands. This is the elf story. This is the dwarf story. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my huge issue with the Rings of Power, and the same issue I had with the Hobbit. Right, all 3 of the movies. Right. I would have much preferred a movie about the conquest of Morgoth. Right. I would have much preferred a movie about seeing how Morgoth, the original first Dark Lord, fell from grace, his beef with Tolkien's version of God. Obviously, I don't know if people are struggling with this, but there's 2 things Tolkien was making a commentary on: God and World War II. Right?
Yes, that's where we're on.
And I would have much preferred that. But in regards to this, I enjoyed the first episode. I enjoyed the second episode more, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the third episode. Yeah. That's not to say that I'm not enjoying the House of Dragons, right? I'm going to watch it tomorrow after the kids are home from school and everyone's in bed, after conversations that matter. I want to see what the crab eater is doing over there, because I'm terribly interested in that.
Yes. Lainey says Hot D is amazing. That's right. Lainey likes some good old Hot D. Not enough dwarves. Even like Princess Disa, the black dwarf, she was charming.
She was very charming.
All the dwarves were charming. I was into that.
Yeah,
I even like the hobbits this turn around. And let me tell you, during the Lord of the Rings, oh my God, the hobbits! I was gonna lose my mind.
I hated the hobbits.
I hated the hobbits, man.
Well, let's get into this, right? How scared are we? Are we saying fuck the algorithm right now? Are we willing to talk like adults and not have fear in our heart? Because we have to address some things, right?
I'm ready to address stuff.
So
I'm shadow banned anyway, so I got nothing to lose.
Well, you're still gaining subscribers, so fuck it.
I should have 15 times this, but anyway.
So let's talk about the rumor about Elrond being gay.
Which so far I don't see.
There's nothing more. If you're going that path, can anything be more blank than Sam? Sam and Frodo, right? Like
I
you
bet
were
they're just
talking
humble
about this
hobbits.
privately. You said the elves, but I thought about. I was like, man, the hobbits. They're really, really.
Well, particularly, you're right. For like, what is it? Frodo and Sam. It was a bit much, man. It was like, I don't even know what's going on there. But like, also another thing is elves in general. There's something gay about every elf. You know what I mean?
They were mad femmy in the movies.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Here's something else I want to throw on the table, but I don't want us to digress too much. The term Mary Sue, right? I think I have a good counter argument.
Okay.
What for my Tolkien fans? Legolas.
Yeah, he's a Gary Stu.
He's Mary Sue.
He's
So a lot of
destroying
people-
armies with a few arrows.
But a lot of people are going to go to the source material, but Legolas, there is no point where you hear about his training. He, by definition, jumps into your understanding as the reader as an accomplished warrior, like doing things like, you know. So I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, I didn't get much of the elves being gay. Okay, fuck it. You know, gayer.
Yes, and they normally are. There's not.
They know they're elves.
It's just crazy that someone meets an elf and a Tolkien elf, and they're like, "I think he might be gay." I'm like, "Have you met an elf?" They're all gay. They're a gay race, like.
Unless they're the dark elves, which are typically more aggressive.
Right, but I would say the typical male elf, particularly high elves. You meet a high elf, there's something like they're basically European, if you know what I mean.
Oh, they're definitely high European for sure.
Yeah, like,
they're French.
So I don't know where they're getting that, but I don't even care if Elrond is. I don't think it's like a thing. I don't know why people are making a thing out of it.
So here's my issue with this also with I loved Elrond, and you know I told you when they brought up Celebrimbor, I was just like, oh fuck, man, this is great. We're talking about the guy that helped create the language in which it was written on Khazad-dûm, right? You know, the friend. He was one of the guys that helped create that door. So I was really gassed to see him introduced. Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I think that a lot of times we forget in this YouTube space, man, that people need to say things and have less than genuine reactions to things for clicks, right?
Yeah, and so for instance, I had to get rid of some people. One person, one of the people's main fault was every one of their videos was shitting on Amazon's Rings of Power, and it hadn't even aired yet.
Right.
And it was like five a day, and I was like, well, I don't want to listen to this. And then the other one was somebody was giving a review. They literally said the acting was bad, the costumes were bad, and the CGI and the setting looked horrible, and it was garbage. And I was like, "There's no way any of that is true. None of that is true."
That was your favorite Asian conservative commentator, wasn't it?
Yeah, and at that point, I was like, "Oh, you're gone."
Deuces.
You know what it is, because it's being a bad actor.
Yeah. Bad faith arguments and all that bullshit. And when I say I believe in the term bad faith arguments, I just know that there are people that are bullshitting out there. You know what pissed me off about the Elrond character? So they're talking in the elves, and you have the Puerto Rican elf that's in the occupied area of the men who served Morgoth. And they say this one thing that I find really strange, right? They say that this type of love is forbidden, talking about a love between an elf and an elf and a human. But Elrond himself, did you know, was half human?
Yeah, I actually put that in my review. I haven't published. It's publishing in the morning, but
yeah.
But another thing that I think is interesting is that one of the guys said, he's like, we know of only 2 other cases of elf-human coupling, and we know how those tragedies ended. And I even thought, I was like, is this going to be how they connect Elrond and the character? They're going to like he's going to have to talk about his experience or whatever.
Hopefully Elrond talks about his brother, who was Matt. Correct me if I'm wrong. Elrond's brother chose the path of a mortal. He identified more as a human, which is his right. It's 2022, and he helped establish the Númenórean kingdom. So, there you go. Will we be seeing all this stuff that we just went inside baseball talk with Lord of the Rings? I doubt it. There's no way that Amazon can represent that, well. But
Amazon doesn't even know what story they have in their hands.
Yeah,
they could listen to this video. They couldn't follow it because they don't know what they're doing. But I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too. I think they'd have us killed because they're like, wait, source material, original, Tolkien.
They're not going to have us killed compared to the things people are saying online. It is crazy. Do you see what Geeks and Gamers says about them, or Ryan Kinnell? These guys are insane to have it out for these guys. They have a raging hard on to take on Amazon's Lord of the Rings, and I don't even understand why. You know why? Because they're little YouTubers, and as we proved with 25 million viewers, Amazon is too big to be taken down by a bunch of hyper conservative, angry fanboys.
And if you need to have that normalized, imagine Dave Chappelle when everyone went after him. Too big to be canceled because there was too much invested and too many people actually wanted to see it. So, but here's the thing that they need to do with episode 3, right? Episode 3 needs to push the story forward a bit more, and it needs to really land, stick the landing and get people going, okay, I'm going to come back for season 2.
And I think Matt's encompassing something that was on my thought, though.
What's that? What do you say?
No, just that the cave troll thing was done too easily. That was a little annoying. But
Legolas did defeat the cave troll with 8 other people in the 7-minute scene, and Galadriel defeated the snow troll in 10 seconds. Matt, I would counter that. Not only did that happen, but Legolas climbed up a great elephant.
The elephant scene was ridiculous.
He killed an elephant like it was no problem.
He slides down its tusk like it's a slide while shooting arrows, and he's like, and then like. Yeah, no, that was nuts.
So, okay, to answer the original question, I enjoyed it, man. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed House of the Dragons, episode 1 and 2, right? I'm probably going to go episode for episode here. So, House of the Dragons 1 and 2 were okay. And this is where I think people are terribly inconsistent. Game of Thrones is a slow burn, but we accept that it's a slow burn because we're making in our minds a differentiation that, like, oh, this is great commentary, and there's great dialogue, and there's a great meta conversation going on about relevant things into the blah, 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 blah. No, you've accepted that one thing is okay to be slow, and the other thing you've decided, no, fuck that, like, so,
right, exactly. And it's where you draw the line. However, I'm going to actually be like the asshole moderate I am. I'm not going to take a side. I think there is room in my hearts for pornography, aka House of the Dragon. And there's room in my heart for Nicholas Sparks, aka Lord of the Rings. I can have kitty fantasy, and I wouldn't even say it's kitty fantasy.
What? New words.
The Nicholas Sparks is the kitty fantasy. Oh, kitty fantasy.
New words.
I can have more family-oriented fantasy, and I can have more perverted, like crazy fantasy. And there's room in my heart for both.
Okay.
And I'm going to review them all. I'm going to love them. Yeah, RK Outpost upsets me because he's not even a Tolkien fan. He's just globbing on. Neurotic is a real Tolkien fan.
Yes.
RK Outpost is just angry. Yeah, RK was one of the guys I stopped following. He just kept doing Amazon attacks every video. And I was like, I'm fine with you occasionally doing Amazon. You don't have to agree with me. But if this is all your channel is right now, I don't need this shit.
Well, I mean, that's what commentary channels are, right? It's like, they
switch it up. If you go to like the quartering, even if he shits on Amazon once a day, it's only 1 out of like 5 videos. Yeah,
but his major beef is with Star Wars, right? And he's even said that he's not even no, I'm sorry, I was thinking the Geeks and Gamers. The quartering is just a guy in the basement with a beard, And he's
like I'm saying, he takes his turns attacking everyone, which is like, okay, that's the honorable way to troll people.
There's a code here. You have to follow.
There is a code. And like I don't like, and I like Lord of the Rings, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it all the time. No,
I don't. And for me though, it doesn't even matter to me. Like I'm gonna make up my own mind about the series, and I'm okay with being on the unpopular side. Hell, I was the guy that said I enjoyed Blade Trinity, the director's cut, and people turned on me.
I liked Blade Trinity too. It wasn't the best Blade, but I was fine with it. But people really hate on that movie really hard.
Yeah, well, when you have the main actor coming out saying, I hate this movie, it's kind of hard to defend your position.
But he's a wild card, that one. He says all sorts of crazy shit while he's dodging taxes.
Yeah, exactly. As he should. So let's get into it, man. Who do you think the visitor in the comment is?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want everything that we're talking about here to undo my review that's posting tomorrow. Okay. And so we've already hit on like 3 topics that I already talked about. Okay. But I have my theories. I put them in my video. Guys, check them out.
Like,
Because I didn't intend this episode to be an actual full on review, spoiler review for.
no, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's move on. What else?
But I'm saying, wait, hold on. You haven't, even though you haven't seen the new one. So, what are your thoughts on House of the Dragon?
I think the show's amazing, right? And I think it had a stronger start than the first Game of Thrones series, and I enjoyed the first I enjoyed immensely that first season of Game of Thrones. That was what really hooked me in and got me to a place where I was like, okay, you can't become attached to any character, because I was Ned Stark, or I thought this is going to be a story about this guy, throughout the seasons, and they were like, no, off with his head. Season 1, first 2 episodes of this, I'm really enjoying it. I don't think there's a lot of cheese factor to the fact that they're like, oh, okay, we're forecasting what's going to happen in the future. I'm enjoying the political landscape of it. Here's the one thing I do not think that people are looking at, right? The young princess being set as the heir. I feel like that is the most obvious part of this story. Mm-hmm. Right, that is the thing that I can kind of go yawn. We know what's going to happen, where the conflict brews.
Right.
Why is that? I definitely give it 8 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. When she shows up on that bridge with the dragon, it's amazing.
No, absolutely. I'm liking each episode more and more every time a new one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you're all right. It's predictable exactly what's going on. We know. Spoiler alert, a civil war is going to break out between, her or a male. Whoever the male is. Obviously, this is about, a woman can inherit. Women can be fine leaders, that kind of thing. It truly is fantasy. But but like what it is it's done with such nuance and such I'm just really into it. And I think a lot of people are into it, like thinking that they're like, oh, it's my turn to like gush on dragons the whole time. Absolutely gush on dragons. Nah, man, I like the acting. I particularly like Rhaenyra, and I like Daemon. They are just so good.
Acting's great. Cinematography's great. Writing's great. It's super woke and pushing a liberal agenda, but
So let's talk about that. Not particularly for House or whatever, but I'm saying what everyone throws that word around now. Something is woke. Something is SJW. No. What do they mean? What does this mean?
Well, I mean, you got to look at the root of the word woke, right? So for people in my community, we understand that the word woke is a substitute for knowledge of self. You remember people were running around saying that they had knowledge of self, which was an actual term. That
Black consciousness, woke.
Yeah.
Boom. I dig it.
Yeah.
Then white women started using it. It was like weird. I remember the time a woman said something. I made some comment. She's like, "That's not very woke of you." And I looked at her and said, "She was a white chick." And I was like, "What?
Cast me out!"
What the fuck you done? Where would you know what woke is? Where did you learn that word?
You put that pumpkin spice latte down. But yeah, that's so when people say woke now, it's a derogatory term they use to describe a group of people that they feel have implanted certain ideology and talking points like racial reconciliation, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like this is over? Is this an overused word and criticism? Is there validity to what RK Outpost or any of these guys going on about?
So there is. There's obviously a time where it's like things are being imprinted on stories that we don't need, right? We don't need certain agendas. I don't want to even use the term agenda because that's a hot button topic. There are just certain things that are heavy-handedly placed in the stories where it seems that this topic is more important than the story, but forgetting that good writing and good acting can bring that commentary in, and that doesn't become the focal point, right?
But now, anytime a woman or a minority is starring, that someone's like, "Oh, look at this SJW shit."
So even that, man, like being a social justice warrior at one point was not considered a bad thing, right? It's someone that was socially conscious, went out and did things to improve society. When it became bad was when every motherfucker got a Facebook account and started posting their opinions on how bad the world was. And I'm like, your fat ass is sitting at home doing shit about the state of the world. You don't give a fuck about Roe v. Wade. Your fat ass is sitting. When's the last time you got up and fucking marched or did anything? You fat piece of shit.
I forget. I fucking forget. I forget what show this is from. But they're making fun of like that thing, and then there's one girl who she's trying to say how like how woke she is, and she's like, "I am so woke. My Instagram is nothing but black screens."
Exactly. Please don't be an ally. Step down. But I would say the same thing to that dummy that got on there and said white people shouldn't go see Black Panther. If I worked for Disney, I might send a kill squad to her house tonight.
It's not a head. Yo, did you see this whole thing about the rain, dancing in the rain shit?
No. What's going on?
So basically, there was an ongoing within the black community of TikTokers and short creators. There's this thing of them, black people running through a field and enjoying it, and they're like, "You should try it sometimes. It's weird." And like, there's like guys from the hood running, and they're like, "This is weird, man. I don't know, like this ongoing thing." So, Drew Barrymore, that actress, I think she's a talk show host now, right? Yes. In her older age, she runs through a field when it's raining, and she's like, "This is glorious, and a bunch of like wokey McWoke black TikTokers were like, "That's racist. You're stealing our content."
Oh boy.
running through the rain is now stealing black content. What?
If anyone understands what it is to be oppressed by something, it's Drew Barrymore. Don't forget that she was one of the youngest drug addicts to ever come out in regards to being a young Hollywood.
Oh yeah, she was like a and doing mad drugs, mad young, right?
Yeah, in a club called Limelight, the new Studio 54, where she had no business being at the age, which we won't say right now. We won't push the envelope too far, but not of legal consent. She was out there, man. That's why Drew Barrymore seems older than she is. We forget that she's been around since she was like.
I didn't say she said now that I actually said now that she's older, she's a talk show. She's probably not that old.
Yeah,
she feels like a million years old.
Real equal. I love Tom Green. I thought he was great on Joe Rogan. But yeah, to answer your question, man, like people impart all this bullshit, and it's the same thing with the conservative talking points. And I think that we're all just trying to enjoy our fandoms without shit being like. I didn't give a fuck that Iceman came out as gay, right? This was not a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm. Black people frolicking was the gimmick. That's right. Black people frolicking was the thing. And
I feel like that triggered me.
You've never seen any black people frolicking TikTok?
I purposely don't watch videos like that.
Oh god. Do you TikTok? Do you mess with TikTok?
Yeah, I fuck with TikToks. I fucks with the TikToks.
I like to I'm tired of like I hate wokeness, so like I tend to go to funny TikToks. Mm-hmm. RM says no. Black people denounced that one lady who called out Drew Barrymore. It was just one lady. Okay. She got a lot of press though. She got a lot of press for calling Drew Barrymore racist.
Has anyone denounced the woman that said that white people shouldn't go see Black Panther?
I haven't heard of anything. I didn't know that other lady was denounced actually.
Okay. I was just checking.
It's just like it's getting out of hand, and like basically what I feel is that people have overused the word woke or SJW, and they just use it too often. And sometimes everything's woke before they even see it. Like if anyone is calling Lord of the Rings right now woke, how is it woke? Why? Because they have a brown elf? Like that's
he's officially being called the hot elf.
I think that's the more important trait. The ladies are into this dude, right?
Because we know that you, above anything else, if you're an old school Hollywood producer, you don't care about race. Mantis is a distinguisher for being in his movie. The baseline is like, get that ugly person out of here. And
get that ugly person out of here.
Ma'am, sir, I want you to know this has nothing to do with your race. It has to do with the fact that you're homely, and it makes me throw up in my mouth to look at you on my set. But go with God. Get the fuck out of here.
Because even white supremacist chicks would get with this brand elf.
It's true.
Yeah, you
don't know how true that is, man. The crazy thing about this whole thing is that woke is overly used the same way racist is overly used. But I'll let you decide which one has the worst impact. Like people are too quick to call things racist as they are too quick to call it woke.
Well, racist is like this becoming the stigma. It's becoming almost an impossible to escape claim. When people say you're an ist or you're a phobe, these can be destructive things that you don't even need evidence of. Did you see my my Facebook / Twitter call out the other day?
Yes, I did. I almost logged into my alt account to be like and drop some shit because there are certain statements it's interpretive, right? You know, it's up
right,
to
and so that's what the main person who was putting me on was like. They're like it's they were whistle what is it, dog whistling to racists. But the bigger thing, and it is true that this person I would say is probably a racist from the things they said. However, what had happened that morning is that person's name, the politician's name, got brought up, and I was in a room full of liberals. No offense, guys. And I said, what's up with that person? And they go, that person's a racist. And I go, oh, what did they say or do? And none of the people could answer that. They had just heard they were a racist, and they were like, I'm going with that. And I'm like, here's what I'm saying. I feel like if you use that word, you throw that word around, you better know why that person is a racist. You don't blindly say they're a racist. Just like everybody said Gina Carano was blindly a transphobe, which we all know is not true.
No, it wasn't true. I'm willing to stand on that. In regards to nerdom, right, and pop, you know, the things that we enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have never taken umbrage with the fact that there are no people of color in Thor in regards to Asgard, because I understand that Asgard is not for me. Now, I would have a huge issue if I looked at a book about Black Panther, right? Which is not technically a book.
What would you do if the gods in Black Panther were diverse to the point where there's a bunch of white people in there too?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't pick it or anything. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm not reading this again, like, because it doesn't make any sense. That's why when it came to going to see when we saw Lord of the Rings when we were kids, man, like, I didn't have any issues with the fact that there was no representation, because I was like, well, this was written by an old man from England in regards to folklore that has to do with his, you know.
Let's face it. Back in the day, things were more separated by race, and you would look at something like Lord of the Rings and be like, "Oh, that's some white people shit." Am I right?
Yeah.
And we were okay with that. Like, I don't think I was like offended.
You actually referenced one of my old Haven Boy statements. That's just white people doing white amazing things. But
that saying will always stay with me. I love that you said it. I remember I laughed my fucking ass when you said it the first time, and I said that's true. I remember you said it about Indiana Jones.
Yeah, well,
you're not an Indiana Jones fan, and you're like, that's just some white person doing more amazing white things. And I was like, it's a white person doing amazing white things.
My whole thing with Indiana Jones, if I was doing fan fiction, I was like, how do we know, right? How do we know that Indiana Jones didn't just show up to some peaceful area where they had some crystals? And he was like, they were savages. So that's why I pulled out the whip.
Yeah, he has a whip, and he's going into minority neighborhoods with a fucking whip.
Did you mean to switch it back to the family?
I did. We're gonna share some shit right now.
Oh, okay, we're gonna share some shit.
Because Bex has requested to see something.
Okay. She wants to see the hot elf.
She wants to see the hot elf, and so who am I to deny her?
He's a great actor, by the way. Great actor.
I think he's doing a bang up job.
Doing an amazing job. How the hell did we get back on this shit? I thought we were talking about dragons and family love.
We're talking about everything. Here we go. Look, this is it, Bex. Bex is in love right now.
So dark. So beautiful. Like a Childish Gambino song.
Give me a hand.
He's like the better looking version of Zeus.
Yes. Good call. Bex right there.
I've not seen this flower since I was a child.
He's not light skinned enough for Bex, though.
Did you find these?
Holy shit, you just said that.
You crushed them.
He's a good actor, though.
And she's good looking, too.
Oh, yes, she is. She is the perfect she has makeup on, but you know what I'm saying, right? There's some women that need makeup and there are women who don't need it.
Of their own accord, so it is their labor instead to render hidden truths as works of beauty. Beauty has great power to heal the soul.
I hope you find Alfred Flowers beautiful.
Beck says she loves the beige man.
No, you don't.
He said, "Stop your lies."
Stop that bullshit.
And there you go. That's Hot Elf.
No, what about this hot ass son of a bitch right here with the fucking thing in his hand?
This dude right here. The barkeep. Oh wait, I think the line about
And this dude is not attractive in the least bit. He's probably the elf. They're like, hey man, maybe you should kick back a little bit.
yo, that's why he's hating because he can't get channel of his own.
But I love that he has the classic thespian English actor walk. He's like, look at their hands are always floating. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Their hands are always floating.
Don't take too many. Difficult enough keeping watch over them without having to keep one eye squarely on you. Or do you think me blind? No. I think you talk too much. And you smell of rotten leaves. No, I don't.
The lineup there fades. Good point, man. All right, I want you to know that even in prison, you don't need a clipper to get an advanced lineup.
Yo, by Odin's fade.
Miles Morales repping. Let's go back to House of Dragons, right? So there's a black guy with dreadlocks living amongst white people in that show. He's
Yo, I love it. I love the white dreadlocks.
he's a Valorian. So I just want to throw something out there for you, right? You grew up in a civilized place like myself called New York motherfucking City, the greatest place to ever exist. We grew up around culture, thespians. You went to school at LaGuardia. You went to LaGuardia High.
Yeah.
You know that's near Lincoln Center. I went to PS 191 in my early years. So we grew up going to these places where they had those offshoot programs, right? I'm sure
Right.
you went to many Lincoln Center performances
Right.
off Broadway shows. I think the reason a lot of this stuff doesn't bother me is because I remember going to see Hamlet in the second grade. And there were black people, there were Puerto Rican people, there were Asian people playing in Hamlet. Right. And I just knew that these were actors representing in these roles, not representing it, like portraying these roles.
Right.
That's why a lot of this stuff doesn't bug me out. Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, no, I did. And I remember by the time I had hit high school, I think someone like Broadway was doing Richard III, and they were doing Richard III as if he's a Nazi. So they're changing the setting, right?
Right.
But then to top it off, the guy who plays Richard III in a Nazi outfit is a black dude.
Yeah.
And people were losing their mind. They're like, why is a black dude wearing a Nazi uniform? What's happening? And I thought,
because Candace Owens. No,
I'm like, he's playing a role. He's not really a Nazi. He's playing a Nazi, but people just didn't sit right with people. But I've had no problem with that. I think we need more black Nazis.
Shout out to the New York City Midtown public school system. It's not the same as when you and I came up. I feel extremely fortunate that we went through that schooling system because it's like, who else can say I went to a school that had access to Lincoln Center? Right?
Yo, well, I'm gonna take a big old dump on all you guys in the chat right now. I gotta say, I feel like in New York, like even the most hood
Say
school
it.
in New York is more cultured than any other school anywhere else.
Oh, for sure.
Because like basically the city, you walk every 2 blocks and there's like a museum or a theater or some shit in your face. When you're a kid, you're going to all these trips.
Real culture.
Just culture is just falling off the woodwork.
Oh,
In terms of diversity, you know shit about countries you should have no business knowing.
And
You have neighbors and
diversity
shit.
in the way that they meant it before. Could you imagine growing up in a place like DC or Baltimore? Oh my God.
Animals.
Savages.
Honestly, when I was a kid, I didn't think gay marriage was illegal. When I was adult, I was like, what are they talking about gay marriage? Because gays acted like they were married already in New York. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a thing.
So this is probably more of a fanboy after dark. Oh, did I just expose our secret? Yes, that's right. Mantis and I actually have a fanboy after dark channel that we do. We'll send the
It's
link.
only
out.
the real racy shit.
We'll send the link out when we
This is
feel
bad.
like people can handle real conversation. Otherwise than that, stay on Facebook. But I feel as if though no one was really concerned about these things when we were growing up, right? It was just like about an artist being an artist, right? You know, the guy that I watched play we're gonna go see a play representation of the Odyssey and the Iliad. They kind of compacted them into one play, and the guy who played Ulysses, who was obviously a character in the Iliad and the Odyssey, was the black man. You know what I didn't walk away with that with? The only reason I remember he was a black man is just because, oh, I'm black as well. What I really remember is this guy was an amazing actor, bro.
Right.
Amazing actor, man. Okay, I don't know.
I don't know if I can mention this because of Steve, but I was annoyed they didn't show the show down with. Oh,
yeah. Matt, you can mention it. I understand the rules of the internet. It is officially the next day for a premiere show, so spoilers, it's my bad, right? But some smaller YouTubers were also complaining about this as well.
it was a great episode. Watch it.
Don't tell me how to live my life in 2000.
So also, where's so Brunch with the Fat Mantis is on my Twitch account. So I'm either on Spotify Live, which nobody is. There's like one or two scragglers get on there. But the majority of it is on Twitch, my Twitch account.
Oh, hell no. Bex just said Eel, New York. Bex, I hope the nuke hits DC first.
Oh, whatever.
I hope that your family and everyone you care about is safe, but I hope that, you know, that's the first place wiped out. I can't even think of a good food joy from DC. Can you think of anything?
There's nothing good about DC.
No, I don't
Except
want
the
to
Chinatown bus.
Yeah, I don't want to not show Jersey love, but I have the same love for Jersey that I have for Philly. I'm like, they're gone, wiped out. Okay.
Yeah, because basically I feel like you can have the attitude that you're like, it was good while it lasted. You know, you get over it quickly, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no, you definitely do. But back to Game of Thrones, episode 1 and 2, amazing. I'm gonna check out episode 3. I heard that the battle representation is great. I heard the fight choreography is really great in episode 3. So I thought that's a big deal to me, right? I have a huge thing that will pull me out of any show is if the fighting doesn't look good, right? You know,
She-Hulk anyone? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. We live in a really weird stage. And so, by the way, are you ready to get into some Marvel stuff or some rumor meals, chat?
We got D23 coming around the corner, so
We
watch
do. And the first rumor, this is coming off of Daniel RPK. He usually has, here's what I'm saying, like any scooper, he has his hits and his misses, and some of his hits are really good and some of them are really bad.
Okay.
He claims that House of the Dragon is both sitting down in the middle of talks with Henry Cavill and Elizabeth Olsen to play characters for.
Yes, I heard this. So
how amazing would that be?
Elizabeth Olsen was obviously up for a role that she didn't get. Do you want to tell the people what role she didn't get?
Elizabeth Olsen?
Yeah. Do you know what role she didn't get? She went up for in this not this current version, the previous version of Game of Thrones, she was going for the Dragon Queen.
Oh, I did not know that. Not know that.
Yes, she lost out for that. Can you believe it? Get my state's mouth.
That may stay out your mouth.
Oh, Jersey will always be like Pennsylvania to me. If there's no sandwich I can pick up there, fuck it. So
I feel you'll feel that because you'll always stop in Philly, but
Wawa's. I will say that about Jersey. Jersey's got a Wawa's. Have you been to Wawa's?
It's the first place of Wawa's.
Yeah,
it's a lot of America has Wawa's, but that's the beginning of the Wawa territory. Yeah.
Also, Jersey's got good pizza. Whoa. Why'd you make that fucking face?
I don't really know if I've had Jersey pizza, to be honest. I'm not sure if I fuck with it. I mean, New York's right there.
What? When did you become such a hate monger? When did this happen?
I'm just saying, New York pizza's right there, right around the corner. Just jump on the PATH train. You're good.
So let me ask you a question. How real of a New Yorker are you? Giovanni's or are you going for 99 cents pizza?
99 cents. Are you insane? Because a real New Yorker's trying to
Stop.
save
I'm
money,
I'm
bro.
going Giovanni, man. I'm going
Oh,
Giovanni
God.
every time.
You know why? Because you've always had elitist tendencies. Some fancy boy. I'm like buying 40s, and you're like, I don't know. I'm gonna get the champagne, the Dom Perignon today. I'm gonna
Bullshit. Fuck you. I tried to upgrade you guys from fucking Coke 45 to St. Ides, you savages.
Yo, Laney says, what the fuck? Are you talking about the Henry Cavill rumor? Because we got more Henry Cavill rumors going
So
on.
what do you think about that? So I've heard from the same places you've heard that Marvel is officially courting Henry Cavill to come over, potentially play Sun God, not Hyperion, but Sun God.
I don't believe it. I don't believe who they say it is.
Do you know the difference between Hyperion and Sun God? Do you know the difference?
Well, I know there are two characters who will probably never seen a screen, but so what it is people fan casting has gotten so bad that
Right,
people are constantly like, yo, somebody was trying to predict who a woman who's going to appear at Expo. What's her name? Something Edgar Jones, Daisy Edgar Jones, just some fucking British chick, some white chick, very bland.
Sure.
And they're like, who could she play? And they're like, I know who she's going to play. Gail Richards.
Who?
Who the fuck is Gail Richards? Okay, guys, that's not newsworthy. If somebody's like, oh my God, someone's going to play Sun God, that's not newsworthy. Nobody cares about Sun God. Nobody cares about Hyperion. People are only guessing Hyperion is because he's Marvel's Superman. It's completely idiotic. And I actually do believe that Kevin Feige has a little more like guts and brains than any of this. And so I don't believe those rumors there. I do believe that Henry Cavill is on his way over here with Dr. Evil's up in here, everybody. Everybody say hello to Dr. Evil. $1 billion. Yeah, of course, Matt. And so there is even more. Rumors of him. So this weekend is the Disney Expo, right?
D23.
And
many things abound. So many things abound. We're thinking that we're going to get the official reveal for the Fantastic Four, cast. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. People think
it is.
You think it is? I hope.
Because people are talking about the people who are going to show up. And so here's the thing. Jodie Comer is showing up. And who knows if these are Marvel. They could be doing Pixar movies for all we know. But people are like, Jodie Comer. Right. That's everyone's like. But Jodie Comer could easily play the Invisible Woman. My money's she's showing up to play the Invisible Woman.
You are such a whore. Krasinski, Blunt. That's all I'm showing.
No, fuck Blunt. No, Blunt. Nah, Blunt ain't no Invisible Woman.
Wait, hold on for a second. You're not into Emily Blunt?
I am, but she's not the Invisible Woman. The Invisible Woman is a renowned scientist. Emily Blunt is a thug.
She was amazing in Edge of Tomorrow. You fucking
right, a military commando chick. She needs to play that type of character.
But the Invisible Woman in the Ultimate Universe was a bit more, she was a bit more.
But she's not. No, Emily Blunt should. To be honest, Emily Blunt should be Captain Marvel. They should just.
Was she too masculine for you? Was she too masculine? Was she too independent for you, Mantis?
I know. I'm saying super sexy, very cool, but I'm just saying. Here is what is wrong with fan casting, and this is what you're saying right now. Is your argument is because she played a cool commando in an alien movie, she should play a Fantastic Four scientist housewife.
No,
they're completely different types.
That's not my argument. My argument is to get you to expose your latent chauvinistic views. I'm
saying
open.
Blunt should continue to do sexy commandos, but we need someone who can play a smart person.
Oh,
like I said, Emily Blunt is a thug. I'm just like, hang on to your beer, homegirl. We're gonna get you a gun. You get to shoot something.
So listen, so we might.
Emily Blunt was originally up for Black. You know she's the original Black Widow, right?
Yeah, I heard that. That I knew.
She was actually cast. She was officially cast as the Black Widow, but scheduling conflicts made her quit, and they got ScarJo at the last minute.
You know, you're not allowed to say that name on this channel.
Oh, But yo, here's what I'm saying: Comer, Denzel Washington, Giancarlo Esposito, Krasinski. We know why he's showing up. You know what he's gonna say. You know what happened.
No
Admit
one.
it.
No one wants. Well, I did want Denzel as Lex Luthor, but I don't want Denzel in the MCU. I want Denzel to be
Doctor Doom,
No, I don't. I don't.
Magneto.
I want Denzel to be considered.
Oh my god, you'd have a heart attack if it was Magneto.
I would fucking flip out, dude. Because I'm black, right? So Denzel, Jesus, Denzel.
Listen, I believe in what Matt is saying. Oh, I freaking love Denzel. Denzel's amazing. He should be in every movie now.
He's the superior Harrison Ford.
So then why wouldn't you want him in MCU?
I don't want to fucking deal with that type of parallel when I go see a movie. I don't want to deal with Cyclops has been woefully misrepresented, right?
Oh, Boyega should be Cyclops.
Why can't we get Cyclops perfected before we change his race?
Let's make everybody black. Let's make them all black.
I would have been okay with Denzel.
Except for Jean Grey. I like redhead.
So I would be okay with Denzel playing old Bishop. I don't know if you know this, but Bishop from the X-Men comics, who had a weak start, in my opinion, has a great storyline where he's going after Hope Summers. And he's kind of a broken Bishop. I'd be okay with Boyega or an older Denzel playing older Bishop.
I mean, they're not, obviously they're not there yet. If they're announcing people, they're not going to be announcing that storyline. They're far off from that start, right?
I'd be okay with Denzel voicing Apocalypse.
So, okay, yeah, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But so here's what I'm saying. If he's going to Disney Expo,
right,
to announce an MCU character for the current MCU, not
Denzel
down the line, who do you think he's going to be?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of black characters that he could possibly step into. So he can't do Nick Fury, right? Because, they already race bent that character in Ultimates. I would say Denzel could potentially step. No, I don't know. Fuck that. I'm not playing this game. I don't want to see Denzel as fucking Magneto. I don't want that shit. I don't.
If him and Giancarlo Esposito are both going there, could that be Professor X and Magneto?
I will literally rip my own dick off and throw it at the screen. If that's
oh, I'm loving this. And they've got Boyega coming in. Maybe he's going to play Cyclops. That'd be perfect.
Too many black people. No, bro.
People. Honestly, I really do think that the fan base would lose their mind and burn down Marvel.
So, highlight Matt's last comment. Yes, Steve. First, most important thing, someone agreeing with me. They need to do Bishop right. You don't even understand that Bishop has had some great arcs. To answer your question, I do not want this. I want X-Men represented proper. There are black characters in X-Men. I want them represented proper. I don't need a half Italian representation version of.
Okay, wait, hold on. What do you think of this? And by the way, Matt says I want Henry Cavill as Cyclops. No way.
That's a great pick.
It's not a great pick. No way. That's not a great pick.
He's got to slim down a little bit, but tragic Cyclops, fucking Phoenix 5 Cyclops, Henry Cavill can pull that off, man.
I think. Well, no. Here's what I'm saying. I think he could pull it off, like acting wise, but visually, no way.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Yaya can pull off Cyclops, but not Henry Cavill.
Yeah. No, there's a reason why one of his alternate code names is Slim. Everyone calls him Slim. Because he ain't no Henry Cavill looking
people I've ever met in my life.
What?
You're secretly woke.
Here's what I'm saying. We make all the X-Men black. We make Magneto Chinese. We make it a metaphor for African-Chinese relations.
Oh my God.
But here's what I'm saying. What about Giancarlo Esposito as Dr. Doom and Denzel as the Blue Marvel?
No. Okay, Denzel. No. Blue Marvel is in peak physical shape. No.
Denzel can work out or whatever.
That motherfucker is old. He's damn near.
Well, remember, Blue Marvel's old too, but
yeah, but he's in peak physical shape.
I'm just saying, trust me. Yeah, you want Henry Cavill to play Cyclops? You're inconsistent.
No, I'm
You're
not.
living an inconsistent.
You're
lifestyle.
showing you that's like two extremes. Henry Cavill could slim down and be in peak physical shape. Denzel cannot be Blue Marvel. Have you seen what Adam Bashir looks like in the comics? That motherfucker's damn near 70 and he's still got abs.
Okay, listen to my new one.
Okay.
Krasinski as Reed Richards, Comer as Invisible Woman, Boyega as the Human Torch, Denzel as the Thing. How would you feel if he did the voice for the Thing?
We need to bring back your boy from the Shield and the Kanish. What's that guy's name? The guy
Vic Mackey was played by. Damn, it's gonna kill me.
Great show.
Yeah, what a great show.
When says they love The Wire, I immediately say I love that show as well. Go check out The Shield.
Yeah, go check out The Shield. Yeah. Mantis, you stop that, Harry Cow. No way, that'd be horrible. Mantis wants Blue Marvel with a
Walker. Yo, Mantis wants to race bend and change everything from ageism. He's gonna have old people playing superheroes. He's like, this is authentic.
Oh wait, hold on, time out. Here's what I'm saying. I'm just playing with the pieces that they give me. If I had my choice, everyone would be young and beautiful. Fuck these old people. You think I want to see Indiana Jones 5? No, fuck that. I don't want to see fucking an 80-year-old man being Indiana Jones. Fuck yeah, no. I'm tired of all these things. Like, in Star Wars, people are like, what was wrong with the sequel trilogy? That they didn't give the old guys more time. I don't want to see them have more time.
Mantis wants no unattractive people and old people in his film.
Old people. No offense to anyone, but old people are the worst, and you guys should just be liquefied and turned into protein for us. Because you guys just slow everything up. You don't have to use the internet. You're cranky, for Christ's sake. You think I want to make them heroes in a fantasy story? Fuck that.
Old people are big toddlers. And if you have a kid, you understand how to deal with old people. But to answer your question,
I don't have a kid. I have an elderly mother, and it's hell.
D23. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get any big reveals. Nothing that we would really be able to make it like a 2-hour video about. I'm hoping that we get some more about Ant-Man. I'm hoping that we're getting some more about Fantastic Four, and I'm hoping that maybe we'll get something about Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even hoping for a Loki season 2, teaser.
I actually think that Jason Segel is going to play the Thing. That's what I heard.
Who the fuck is Jason Segel?
He's one of those actors. He's in a lot of things, but nothing really at the same time.
Oh, like Stranger Things, the entire cast?
Yeah. Although, I think
Jason Segel's the man. I don't want this motherfucker's thing. Oh, holy shit.
You just said you don't want his thing? I assume you
don't. No, fuck that guy. Have you seen the new thing that's going on? This is not D23 related, but I forgot to mention to you, your boy Taki Takiti TikToks. Your man that made Thor, Love and Thunder, and fucking Thor Ragnarok not being invited back for Thor 5.
Yeah, I did hear that. I'm fine with this answer. I really do think more directors should get a slap on the hand for not repping.
Absolutely. Why would I bring you back?
And I think he's amazing. Because here's what I'm saying. They have allowed people to come back who are just subpar and garbage.
Kind of very interesting that the Russo brothers have not been able to land since they left the MCU. Maybe a cautionary tale to directors and writers who are like, I don't want to write comic book movies anymore. I'm a thespian. And it's like, no, you're Josh.
No, they make movies. They certainly are getting paid top dollar to make movies. Whether they're good movies is another question.
Yeah, but you and I know that's on the good grace, right? It's like, hey, we made Civil War, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, but eventually, Hollywood's going to be like, yeah, but you also made these.
Cherry. Remember they made Cherry? Tom Holland drug addict movie?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Tom Holland, you fucking shill. You paid the $20 for the latest Spider-Man movie, didn't you?
I didn't. And I was even going to go on Saturday, which was movie day, National Movie Day, where you get the $3. I didn't even do that. And, you were right. And everyone is on the internet saying that you probably can't tell the difference between this version and the original version.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes, and I heard that it's not sparse in the way with anything relevant. at all.
Yes, and they would say that the extra scenes are so meaningless that they couldn't even tell something was added in or something.
I'm not trying to buy that shit. But what's your commentary on D23? What are you hoping for besides ruining the X-Men with black people?
Okay. I want Henry Cavill to announce Wonder Man. He's Wonder Man.
I take that. Pause.
Wonder Man. Jodie Comer, Invisible Woman. Although Krasinski, Reed Richards.
I'll take that.
I don't know what to do with any of these other people, to be honest. I don't know. Like when people said Denzel, I was like Doctor Doom, I guess.
So old. So no.
I don't. No, he's young. He's fine.
No.
He's
No,
fine.
he's not. He's not. 60 is old. Guy. I don't give a fuck what
No, it's like
Instagram says.
60 is the new 30.
No, 60 is the new 30 if you haven't accomplished anything in your 30s.
Henry Cavill as Wonder Man, waste of Cavill. What are you talking about, Matt? Wonder Man's the man. No, yeah, no, it really is. But what I actually want real announcements. Supposedly, there's all these rumors about these announcements they're going to make about Star Wars. Sometimes I just want Star Wars to shut the hell up because
Right.
every time they announce something, they make it worse and worse, and I'm just like, come on, man.
You know what they need to be developing and working on? I told you that I read Strange Academy. I think Strange Academy could blow up in this climate where people want to see something about magic welders and young people having a good time. Have you read Strange Academy? No, right? It's a good time.
I hate the big two right now. I really hate the big two. I have no use for Marvel and DC right now as companies as their new product. I want them to go through like a phase of like either quietness or shut the fuck up, and then I might trust them.
Well, we know we're not getting that new Spawn movie that Tom McFarlane posts about every once in a while.
There's a bunch of there's so people announce so many things that none of it is coming true. Only crap is being made. Feige needs to go back on cocaine. That's what I said in my She-Hulk review. I was like, Feige has really missed it, and what he really needs to do is he needs to go back on drugs because sober Feige is not making a good Phase 4.
I can't even. So, what are your real predictions of D23, man? What are you really hoping for?
Here's the thing. I really do think Henry Cavill is probably going to play Wonder Man. I really do. I really have my money down on that. I really think that's
Okay. So now
that's my big one. That's my one. All the others, like obviously John Krasinski is going to be Reed Richards. That's obvious.
Okay. No, so you don't think we're gonna get any trailers for the new Ant-Man movie, anything like that?
I don't think we'll get trailers. I think we'll get announcements of what they're planning on doing. But D23 is notoriously not good with trailers, right?
No, they're not. Do you think since we're leading into Secret Wars, we're gonna get anything with Adam Man? Is that his name? Adam Man? So you know who that is. He's the guy that's at the cusp of friggin' Secret Wars, the original, and Secret Wars, the revamp, where Marvel did the soft reboot. You know who that guy is? Adam Man? He's the guy that fought the Beyonder. He had the exact same.
I fought the Beyonder.
Yeah, he had the same powers as the Beyonder.
Okay.
He can impact like
Molecule Man.
Molecule Man.
Molecule Man. There we go.
Not Adam Man. You think we're gonna get that guy at all? No.
They fucking should. That dude's amazing.
I think so. He had a wand.
He's like when you. Here's what I'm saying. All superheroes. Here's the thing. All superheroes on their surface are fucking stupid and weird, and you're like, why did you write this? But then when you get to know the character, you explore them and you see their thing, they're cool. Even the Beyonder, remember, he was a dude in a white jumpsuit and jerry curls. He was a white dude with jerry curls. He shows up, he's like, what up, Marvel heroes? And he's like spraying Vidal Sassoon up in his shit.
I got that drip.
But at the end of the day, if you rewrite it where he looks normal or whatever, he's a great villain. He's a great antagonist, right?
So Matt, I want to address your comment. My wife and I were just me and Mrs. Holdup and I were just addressing the Little Mermaid thing. In all of the worlds of race bending, where you can make some arguments about why characters should be race bend, I don't want this, right? And it's not because they made Ariel a black woman, but that's a huge issue, right? Like, Is anyone going to go watch a Little Mermaid live action movie?
Oh, I'm not. I think I'm hoping that the live action phase dies out. I do not want to see this thing. I don't want to see any of their things. I didn't watch the first couple when they weren't race bending. I didn't want to see them. But yo, I gotta say this. So here's something I gotta address about Matt. Matt says only comic book readers know Wonder Man. Normies don't know anything about Wonder Man. Normies don't know anything about any of the characters.
We got to change that.
Exactly. And what you do is you cast a celebrity to be that character, and you sell them. Remember, people didn't want an Iron Man movie. They just made a good Iron Man movie, and then suddenly everyone wanted an Iron Man, more Iron Man, right?
Right.
And so that's the same. I understand that, like, but you know what the problem is? We're left. We're down to the obscure characters. We're down to the obscure characters and the X-Men, but they won't do the X-Men because Kevin Feige's sober. So I'm just saying, like,
they want the X-Men because they don't want to end this thing. And I'm a huge proponent of, at some point, everything great has to come to an end. Star Wars had an arc, it ended, right? They keep trying to. Well, I'm saying the main portion of it. Kevin Feige doesn't want to let the MCU end. He does not see a world where there is an MCU movie, but I do believe in superhero fatigue. And I think if he started thinking about how this whole thing crescendos, it would be a lot better, right? Imagine if you knew it was coming to an end in 10 years. How would that change your perspective on things?
I'd cry like a little bitch. Well, here's what it is. You're all right that, like, I really do think that them picking from the C and D level pot is not great.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's not doing wonders that's making me have superhero fatigue, and I like eat and breathe superheroes, right?
Right.
I would if I knew it was ending in 10 years, I would embrace every movie at that point. I don't know. I would positive.
Yeah, there's something about your reaction to a finite situation where you're just like, okay, whether it's bad or not, and you should be able to call it out if it's bad. Like,
can I get weird for a second?
Okay.
You know what I can't. You know what I can't. You know, it's kind of like, do you ever wish that you knew when with a girl it would be the last time you guys were together?
So this was a question that I think we started to answer on Bex's show, and then we got fucking Thanos snapped.
Haters. Those fucking haters. That's crazy. But wouldn't you like to know if this is the last one?
Absolutely. I'd wreck that shit.
So on Star Trek, Deep Space, I'd wreck that shit. Yeah, I'd wreck that shit. On Star Trek Deep Space Nine, there's one where they like go to the pleasure planet or whatever.
All those words after that statement, Deep Space Nine, the pleasure planet, those are all the words that get you shadow banned.
Yeah, they go to this pleasure planet, and it turns out that like everyone else thinks that this one couple is like cheating on each other,
right?
Because they're and like at 1 minute they're like really happy a couple, and then other time they're like sleeping with other people, and then finally they say like one of them's an alien, and one of them's like, oh no, we're doing the closing ceremony, and they're like, what's the closing ceremony? And they're like, when you're about to break up, you go for a loving holiday vacation to enjoy each other for the last time before you split. And I was like, that's brilliant.
Well, I mean, well hold on, we'll diverge for a second here. You and I both know the best sex is the sex with an ex, where the relationship ended poorly.
Oh yeah,
it's marriage and relationship ended.
Oh my God, he was obligated to say that. You don't have to answer me, but that was so obvious.
Not obligated. I'm telling you that marriage, in a relationship where you love a person, the sex is better.
The best sex is when you have a horrible breakup with an ex and she appears randomly drunk one night. It's sorry for your dick. Oh. And marriage. Okay. And marriage. Okay.
Take this too. It's dark. You light-skinned motherfuckers always want to take things to a dark place.
Okay, and marriage. I agreed with you. What's the problem?
That's what I'm just saying this, right? If you knew that the MCU was coming to an end, you'd have a different reaction. And if you knew that the DCEU, or whatever they're going to call it, was going to be born, you might have a different reaction. D23. Here's what I need for the takeaways, right? I'm not that person who's like, I need something to happen that lets me know that the stakes are real. I need to know that we're thinking about how this is going to end, right? I don't care if it's another 20 years, but I think people are going to have a different reaction if they know, hey, once we introduce Fantastic Four, once we do the quantum space, quantum realm, blah, 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 and we do Kang Dynasty, Kang Wars, whatever the fuck, this thing's coming to a close. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to know. You don't want to miss how this thing is going to end. You know why people reacted to Logan the way they did? It was a great film. Watch it again. Still great. Because you knew it was the end. You knew it was the fucking end.
Yeah, if you know it's the end, you're gonna hit it harder. Basically, is the idea.
Exactly. If you know she's not coming back over, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, can I spit on your back?" Wait, what? Wait, we're talking about comic books a little bit, right? What are you talking about?
They're not. They're not. Are you thinking they're announcing an end? They're not announcing an end.
No, they should announce an end. That's my point. Take this for example. You enjoyed Angel the last season. Why? Because I remember us sitting at the Haven and them saying on the WB, the last season, the series finale for Angel. And we tuned in every week. I'm like, how the fuck are you going to wrap up this Wolfram Hart story? Right? Am I wrong?
It brought me to, I had kind of got teary-eyed. I got misty-eyed in the last episode. I was like,
when fucking Wesley's dying and
and he's begging, lie to me. Lie to me.
Would you like me to lie to you now? And he's like, yes.
Yes. Oh my God.
You didn't have the same feeling for Buffy. Why? Because they had gone too far.
They went too far to the point where you didn't care it was ending.
And that's my point.
It's true. It's like leaving a party. You don't want to be the last one at a party. You want to leave when it's fashionably like cool.
Yeah.
Right. And so I agree with you. However, his taskmasters, Disney will never let him announce an ending because remember, really, these two movies he's announced, these Avengers movies, that's really going to be the Fantastic Four's main thing. Right. And then they're going to introduce X-Men. So they're just taking their sweet time. They want this to go another 30 years.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that at a certain point, go for it.
Do you think that we're going to be 85-year-old men in the old folks' home watching the end of the MCU?
No, not at this trajectory, right? Phase 4 sucked, right? Phase 4 sucked. We can all agree on that. I'm not trying to stick around for another 15 years. I'm down for another 10-year arc. And if they say it's coming to an end in another 5 years, I'm cool with it. But I don't need to live through another Moon Knight. I don't need to live through another Captain Miss Marvel. I want this shit to come to an end. And when I say an end, I mean like to the point where people are like, okay, the Avengers, like you brought this up a couple of times, Avengers Forever. Great way to end this whole thing on. I know that as a comic book reader, they're going to go on in my fantasy and my imagination fighting all types of calamities and shit. But in the cinematic realm, you could end it on a movie like that for me.
Right.
And I need to start... I'm saying it now, dude. D23 doesn't have to announce that, but I need to start caring about this franchise to the point where
I feel you. You have fatigue and you want a reason to care, and I dig that. And you're very valid. I don't know what they're going to say, because they will not announce an end.
No, they won't announce it, but we need some. We need something. I
see what you're saying, that we do need something like a fire and thing. So Matt says false. People know who Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and such. They don't need to read comic books. I agree, and you've named some of the more popular ones, but very much less people knew who Iron Man were or cared who he was, or nobody knew who Scarlet Witch or Hawkeye or Black Widow were. They had to be told that they liked them. Mainstream media. Only people who are into comics knew any of that stuff. You think they know? They don't know who Miss Marvel is. They had to be told who Miss Marvel. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it's all this stuff. There are people who probably didn't think there was a She-Hulk. They're like, She-Hulk? You're making a version of Bruce Banner that's a girl, and someone has to explain, no, there's always been a She-Hulk. That's an actual real character. But most of the, especially the characters they're down to like really characters they've never heard of. They don't know who Valkyrie is or any of these people are, unless they're a comic book reader. I'm saying, before they're forced in a movie, most superheroes, nobody knows who the hell they are. Even these like normies who are like, I like the X-Men. They know who Wolverine, Cyclops, and like Professor X are. Maybe Storm or something. Most people couldn't name most of them. Trust me, a normie couldn't tell you who Kitty Pryde is
Kitty
until they
Pryde.
saw movies.
Kitty Pryde is the shit.
She is the shit.
Kitty Pryde is the shit. All right, last chance, man.
Oh, this is a good one. I'm hoping Thunderbolts cast is confirmed. I agree with that.
That would be a
I've heard horrible rumors. I've heard horrible rumors about what they're doing there.
So the one thing I'm looking forward to when I watch She-Hulk 3, I know they go into some Wong explanation for why he did what he did with the Abomination. I heard that's handled pretty well.
It's all right. It's cute. It's definitely cute watching him explain himself. I don't think the explanation is any good, but
Why do you hate Wong as the new Nick Fury? I've wanted to ask you this. You hate Wong as the new Nick Fury.
okay. So when Nick Fury was the Nick Fury, the guy who cameoed in all the things,
Right.
when people saw him come out, their eyes lit up and they're like, Nick Fury, it's Sam Jackson. Yeah. Wong's just there. I don't even know who he is. I couldn't even name what his name is as an actor or something.
Right.
He's just some guy. He's kind of there. He's cute. He's decent.
You know what I don't want for the MCU, and this is why I need D23 to land. I don't want a Teen Wolf situation. If you don't watch Teen Wolf, I can't unpack that for you. But if you did watch Teen Wolf, you know exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to watch this thing slowly die.
Right. Fizzle out. Yeah, you're right. It's unfortunately that's the way it has to go. You know why? The company that runs everybody is gonna force it. Basically, they see the IP as their slaves, and they're gonna look at it, and they're like, you're gonna make me money until the fucking day you die, you little shit.
So, Matt, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's just how it is, right? Kevin Feige's probably so tired he wants to retire, probably wants to kill himself.
I don't want to comment on that, but I will say this, Matt. I don't think we're gonna get an update for Armor Wars. I think that thing's DOA.
What do you mean DOA? You think?
I'm not convinced that Armor Wars, based on what we've seen with the MCU Disney Plus series, I'm not sure it's a priority. Right?
Oh, right. I think they're gonna make it. I think it's gonna be half-assed and stupid.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna put anything into it.
And I'll just say this. I gotta say, remember when you originally thought that like D Plus was like the coolest thing in the world? We're like, yeah, look at all these shows. They're just with every experience that they do wrong, they're just making it less important. It's getting to the point where a D Plus series are laughable.
Yeah. Even though She-Hulk is doing much better than Moon Knight.
No.
More people are talking about She-Hulk in regard
to watching. I'm like, what are the numbers?
Well, no one knows, but I know that more people are talking about She-Hulk versus Moon Knight. And you and I can both admit, Moon Knight was kind of it was a push rope situation towards the end.
It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I thought it could have been way better. Actually, it was kind of
which is the exact
it was all right
sentiment you shared about Moon Knight the comic. Unless you're a diehard Moon Knight fan, right? You're like,
yeah. I remember you see him on the Marvel cards. You're like, yo, that guy's a badass. I'm gonna go buy his comic. And I went out and buy his comic. I'm like,
I'm not gonna get that.
Yeah, because I think about it this way: you'd buy that, and then you'd buy like something like a rookie, like Darkhawk, and Darkhawk was actually pretty good for a while.
Yeah, and then he joined the New Warriors, and you're like, oh,
right,
okay.
But I'm saying for some reason, like when the rookies comic is better than like Moon Knight's, you're like, there's no major plot line that I can think of that you have to read for Moon Knight.
So when I look at things that I want to see it announced at D23, I don't care about Young Avengers. You know why? Because I think Young Avengers suck. And I think people build that up into something that it really isn't. I don't give a fuck about Wiccan. I don't give a fuck about these kids.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying to Matt right now, that like it's true that those names like Hulk and Wolverine and Spider-Man are household names even without any movies. They were like that in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
But like look what we're down to. They're up to making like the Young Avengers, Who gives a fuck about the Young Avengers? I don't.
I don't care about these people.
I don't care about these fuckers either. And that's what I said about Miss Marvel. And that's what I'm saying about a lot of the people who are currently Avengers. Look, Shang-Chi was a decent movie. It was a good movie.
Love that
I don't
movie.
give a fuck about him, to be honest.
I love Shang-Chi. Me and my kids watch that and we have a great time. I don't understand how he was able to run on the rings when he was about to kill the shadow, the Dweller in Dark. You ever watch that scene and go, wait, he just got these rings. How does he know how to use them?
The end is just like nonsense. The end is absolute nonsense. They're like, there'll be all these demons and these dragons will come out and he'll be like, I'm the Kung Fu Master and he's got rings and he's going around. And like, I was just like, okay, I'm ready for this to end.
Please make it stop.
There's a good dragon and a bad dragon. And I'm like, there's a mystical city. He'll do Tai Chi with his aunt once and suddenly gain powers over the winds. And I was like, you should have put that earlier in the movie, don't you think? Where it's
whenever I watch
the wind like, Tai Chi.
I'm like, why isn't this Iron Fist? Because Shang-Chi, the character in Marvel, is a guy that can fight. Iron Fist is the guy that can do this shit, right?
Because they blew Iron Fist. They did a horrible Iron Fist. And they're like, well, we need a martial artist.
Pause. Speaking of bringing things to an end, did you have a good time tonight?
Oh, I did. I always do.
When are we gonna? So we get your new critique tomorrow morning. What are you covering?
Oh, so my Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, Rings of Power. I'm not even sure if I'm legally allowed to call it Lord of the Rings because of full copyright. Rings of Power review tomorrow morning. A couple of shorts, of course, going on throughout the day.
Right.
And I'm now committed to do a video. I'm going to do like a long video and a few shorts every day.
Okay.
Until I'm forced to work. Once I get a job, that might change. But for the foreseeable future, there will be a long form video every day, at least every weekday. I've been horrible at that. It's happening now.
Okay. It won't be live, but tomorrow night we are filming Conversations That Matter. DJ and myself. We're gonna have a great time, and then no dumbing out tomorrow. I don't think, because we're probably gonna record over that, but Wednesday, Dope Dynamics. Thursday, Request Box. Friday, Foo Fridays. And then Sundays, on the platform to be determined, Pillow Talk.
Can I also complain for a second? I downed them in here. So Power Love Latinas is now Sunday? Since when? What is happening? Where have I been?
It's been 2 weeks now.
But why?
I'm not on the production
crew. Trying to ruin my Sunday? Like, what the fuck?
Man, it's like everyone's streaming on the fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah, why are you streaming over Game of Thrones? You must be psycho.
Oh my god.
The Targaryens are waiting for me.
The silver-haired white folks doing silver-haired white folks shit. Mantis, my guy, it's been fun.
It's always been fun. I love it so much, yo, guys. Remember to keep tune into everything from Hold Up TV. Remember to stop in, tomorrow on Twitch. I hope to see you there, Matt, unless you're at work or whatever. But 11:30 a.m., I'm back on brunch. Brunch is usually Tuesday through Fridays. We're gonna have a good old time. We just chat, hang out, and stream. It's a good ass fucking time. Rogue Planet with Bex. We're doing Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon talk on Wednesday. That's 8 p.m. Eastern.
Because of me.
Because he's Bex's pimp and
whoa.
My apologies. I've said like 5 or 6 things that should get a shadow ban today. I hope I haven't poisoned this channel like I did my own channel. But another thing about the no. Wait, kid, I didn't finish that.
So you start in the building coming in.
Cincy, what up, brother? But I guess until that's. Did you have any other things? Any shout outs? Any plugs?
No, I shouted it out, man.
We love you all. Thanks for stopping in. Cincy Star, Rebex, RM, Matt Cat, Laney O.
Wait. DJ Cincy Star has a Minecraft channel. Cincy, plug it right now, but go ahead. My bad, brother.
I got to be real with you.
No.
Don't hate me, Cincy. The first couple of times you put up like promos for like your Minecraft channel, I thought it was a joke. I looked at it and said, Cincy Star doesn't play Minecraft. What is this?
Yo, he's got mods. If you want to know how to play Minecraft at the highest resolutions and get the most out of your game, check out DJ Cincy Star, man.
Yeah, I know. I had to figure it out. That I was like, oh, he's legit. This isn't joking around. You know what I mean? This isn't some bitch stream. This is a real, legit Minecraft stream.
He's the only Minecraft streamer I watch. I'm gonna be honest with you. If it's anyone else talking about Minecraft besides Cincy, I'm like nerd. But Cincy makes it interesting, bro.
Right.
All right. Continue, Kevin Feige.
So I already said he had to get back on drugs, right? Yo, I honestly think the weekend coverage of D23 will be exciting. Let's see what they do. If they really disappoint us and they don't announce anything, well, what do you expect from Disney at this point? They're really just not the company they used to be.
Well, an ancient Chinese philosopher said in one of the greatest poems in regards to heightened state of mind, thinking, and processing, Meg Thee Stallion is most certainly a man. And once you understand that riddle, then you understand the universe.
Wait, is she really?
Good night.
Since you said I love that game, we wanted you to put up a link, bro. We're ending it. We've been waiting for the link the whole time. Anyway, we love you all. Tune into all these projects we're talking about. You guys have a beautiful night. Remember to keep it real. This is the Fat Mantis and
Steve, your man, real name, no gimmicks.
signing off. Remember, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and send the love. Until next time, this is Fanboy Modeling School signing off. Ciao for now, bitches.